Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of this little series, which is called Always BeLiv In. It's so hard to try not to say believe in. It just kind of flows, I guess. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited for this little series that is to come. Obviously, we've approached the end of the season now after our game against Brighton today, which I'll go into a little more detail in a moment. Um, and by the way, the name Mark Mark chose it. I can't take any credit for that. He's very clever. So well done, Mark. And if you haven't already, head over to his little series, which is called The Shout on the West Ham Way. Yeah, head over there. It's a good one. I don't know if there will be two up. I'm not too sure when he's posting the second one. It might already be up. So if it is, go over there. There's also one where it features me in it, which is sick. I'm going to get Mark on here very soon so we can talk all things West Ham. So a little introduction about myself. My name is Liv. I'm from Essex. I'm 21 years old, and I'm a massive West Ham fan. You might have seen my face pop up on Twitter if you're on Twitter. I'm that probably annoying girl that always comes up somehow. Yeah, I'm really sorry if I annoy you. I just like to share my opinion and go on like a little rampage every now and then on Twitter about West Ham, and our lack of sign-ins and Brighton, playing Brighton. So yeah, all of my socials are linked on screen, and also the West Ham Way have a TikTok account that I run over on there. I also have my personal one, which is very much all West Ham. I don't think there's anything that's not West Ham over there. So if you don't already, please go and check them out. It'd be really sick to get some feedback and what people would like to see over on the West Ham Ways TikTok and my TikTok. So yeah, that would be sick. Also, I'd love to get more followers on the West Ham Way, which would flow perfect. Anyway, let's crack on. So I want to talk about the Brighton game, of course. So I'm filming this about an hour or so after the Brighton game. I didn't get a ticket for the Brighton away, but I watched it at home. And yeah, I feel like we need to have a discussion about it. So the way that we played today was not great. I feel like that performance doesn't reflect on our season at all. I feel like it's one of them ones, as a West Ham fan, we all know that we kind of like have games that go like that. So yeah, not great. I feel like the Brentford game at home and Brentford away, that was quite similar to the game today. We just have times like that where we don't show our full potential and like we're not at our strongest. And I'm not too sure what we were lacking. I don't know whether it's because it's the end of the season, final game. That's it. That's a wrap sort of thing. As soon as you get this game over and done with, you've got the summer. All these players are going, and at the moment, I'm not 100% sure who we've got coming in. Obviously, we've got Yarmolenko leaving, we've got Nobes leaving, so not so much Noble, but I don't know whether it was because it was just like, oh, I'm not going to have to play for this team again, sort of thing, for some of the players. But other than that, I think it's just the usual with West Ham. We just kind of lack enthusiasm. I just think we're tired. In my all honesty, I think we're just tired. It's the end of the season. We've been great. Like this season, I, I said earlier on Twitter that this has been one of my favorite seasons so far. Like minus Upton Park, that game, the final season at Upton Park. It's been one of my favorite seasons as a West Ham fan. Is one that I can probably remember and will cherish for the rest of my life. Getting to a European semi-final, and I think that's what we need to take away from it. We don't need to. Brighton are our bogey team. I feel like every fan has now accepted it today after losing. We just can't beat them. They know how to break us down. We kinda, I don't know whether we know how to break them down or whether they're or whether they just catch us on one of them days where it's like, okay, they're tired. They just played City last week. It's the final game of the season. Emotions are high with Mark Noble leaving. I don't know. But all I know is that they're our bogey team, and I think hopefully every West Ham fan's now accepted that you can't guarantee a win against Brighton. Um, I think the most upsetting thing for me today was knowing that United lost, and Sip was there for us on the plate, and we just didn't take it. That's the most heartbreaking thing for me because I'm so proud of us, getting to the Conference League and qualifying and being able to go on a European tour again. We should never forget that. I think it's because 'cause we've all experienced Europa League and we know that we were able to get to a semi-final, and then next season, supposedly, we could get through to the final, and win it. But we couldn't, and I feel like a Conference League is still good, like, we're still gonna have so much fun, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to win it if we can get through to the semi-final of the one above it, so it's just hard to take. I'd rather United have won and us lost, if that makes sense, so then it's like, we were never gonna get it anyway, but it's the fact that it was kinda there for us to take. That's the thing. That's I think emotions are high on Twitter at the moment as well. Everyone's a bit like, "I don't want Conference League." It's kinda like, yeah, well, we were all saying about Tottenham being in Conference League and whatever, or we were all taking the mickey out of it, but now we're actually in Conference League, it's like, "Oh god." We're now where Tottenham are, and Tottenham have got, Champions League, which is crazy to even think about, but yeah, I'm really proud of us for this season. I've had the time of my life as a West Ham fan. I've taken time off work to travel with West Ham, to Frankfurt and Lyon. I was lucky enough to be out there, and I think that's what you then appreciate is that you were just lucky to experience that moment, and I'm happy that we get to experience Conference League. Like, it's gonna be so much fun. We're still gonna love Thursdays, and I don't think it will be any different from the Europa League in a sense of, like, the atmosphere and everything. I think when we get out, well, hopefully, touch wood, we get out of the group stages of Conference League, you never know, but then we still might play Barcelona. Who literally, who knows? Um, it's still on the cards. But yeah, I think as a season overall, we've had a lot of highs and we've definitely experienced a lot of lows, especially today. I don't even want to talk about today. I'm kind of like stop talking about today. I think a low would one of my lowest is probably saying goodbye to Mark Noble. He's been at the clubs ever since I was born, basically. Um, and yeah, I think it's quite hard for me to I don't know, understand or like get used to him not being at the club anymore. And I don't think it will sink in until maybe halfway through next season or the season after, just because it might just feel like he's injured. He's just not around. I don't know. I don't know whether that will have an effect on us on the pitch. I don't think it will. I I hope that he's going to stay behind the scenes sort of thing and hang around. But yeah, it's quite sad knowing that he could have lifted that, European trophy, for his final season. I mean, that would have been perfect, but obviously it wasn't right, was it? So, wasn't meant to be, and we're gonna go into the Conference League, and hopefully we're just gonna get past everything and make the final, semi-final. To be honest, I'll really take anything at this rate. I'm really happy. I'm really proud of us for this season, and I want to say thank you to West Ham for giving me one of the best seasons of my lifetime that I will definitely remember. It's one of these ones where I'm definitely gonna tell my kids when I have them when I'm older that 2021-22 season was a great one for us West Ham fans. Um, okay, so swiftly moving on to the next topic, which is obviously transfers. So for me personally, I just want to see more players, more heads. I think I don't know. It's just my opinion. I am a little bit embarrassed that we had 2 goalkeepers on the bench against Brighton today, and that's just because it just shows our lack of squad depth. I think we just need more heads and more players to bring on and be like, "Yeah, that's okay. I can bring on so and so because I know that he will score a goal when we need one, or he will help the team if we take off for nails and bring on someone else. I know that he will keep the same strength and the same ambition to score a goal and defend or whatever. I think that's just what I want to see. I would just want to see more heads on the bench. Obviously, it is quality, but then it is also quantity. Just because there was a time when we had no centre backs. I think we only had. Actually, I don't even know who we had. Obviously, Zuma, Dawson, Diop, and Ogbonna were all injured, or Dawson had his red card, or whatever happened. So yeah, I think we definitely need more squad depth in every single position, just to help. I'm not entirely sure what Crow has done to not be able to get the game time or whatever. I don't know if something's gone wrong there in that situation, with him and Moyes. But then I also don't know if he's good enough to then bring on, sort of thing, because he wasn't that good against Kidderminster. I'm not too sure if that was the last time he made an appearance, but yeah, it is kinda interesting to see. I think we definitely also need to sign Areola because at this point we haven't. He's still on loan. So yeah, I think just every single position we just need to double up on. And the same goes, I know Antonio works his butt off week in, week out, and I defend the man until he has left the club, and doesn't play for us any longer. But the man is up front week in, week out on his own, shoved around, pushed around, trying to sprint after this ball. He is a little try, bless him. But I think he does need a bit of help up there. I don't know whether it's having someone else up there with him or whether we would be better having someone else to bring on for him to then give him more time to rest. I'm not entirely sure, but he has proven that he is good. He's been really good throughout Europa. Today he scored a really good goal, so I can't really fault him that much, but it just it is quite painful sometimes. But I do respect him. I respect the hustle. And that's all we really want from a footballer that plays in a West Ham shirt. As long as you chase after a ball, like track it down and give it your all on the pitch, we can't really ask for much more. As long as you're wearing the shirt with pride and love playing for the club and respect the fans, there's not much that you can do wrong as a West Ham player. So definitely a striker is needed. Sorry, Antonio, I'm not actually saying get rid of you. I'm just trying to give you some help here. Um, so yeah, a striker for definite. Probably, probably a defender because I don't know if anyone else has heard this random rumor going around that Dawson might be leaving. I've had this random rumor from Twitter. Could be complete fake news. I've heard that one. Obviously, Ogbonna's got one more season. So he's got one more year on his contract. I feel like Creswell probably needs someone else. Just if he gets injured, because sometimes he has been prone to injury or he's sent in offs. Um, yeah, and I feel like I don't know. For me personally, I wouldn't say get rid of Suchek. I don't know if anyone else has read it, but I've been reading that people don't want Suchek in the team or they don't think he's good enough, for whatever reason. And I think he didn't have a great game today, I will admit. But I I think you notice it when he doesn't play. So he's played pretty much every single game for us, this season and in Europa. I think when he doesn't play, you then notice it as a sense of like he is pretty good. He gets them balls in the air. He makes. I can't really talk too much on today's performance because it's in the back of my head. Like, yeah, today he didn't really do that, but he does make tackles. He does track back. And yeah, I think you notice it more when he's not on the pitch and how we do actually need a player like him. So I am all for Suchek actually staying, and I don't know if it's just the people I follow on Twitter or whatever. So if you haven't seen that, completely ignore this bit. um, but yeah, I'm trying to think. I know this is gonna be quite, I think unpopular, you know. Um, Lanzini, I actually think he's had a great season. Um, he's worked so hard to get back in that first team. I remember, I think it might have been around just before Christmas. He was sitting on the bench. He started sitting on the bench and he just didn't really earn his space in the squad. And then every time Moyes brought him on, you kind of notice the effect that he brought. Um, and yeah, I honestly I love Lanzini. I'm gonna be a bit biased just because I'm a massive fan of him. But I do generally think he's a really good footballer. He's one of them players that you can trust to make a tactical foul to stop when the other team are on the attack and we've got about two people back from a corner. He's one of them people who can do that and will take that yellow card. So I think that's why I love him so much, because he's not scared to do that at all. Um, so yeah, Lanzini. I feel like Fornals didn't have a great game today, and I love Fornals. I love them all, but Fornals really annoyed me today. And it was the first day, I think, where I was kind of like, yeah, just get him off the pitch. But I do love you, Fornals. Yeah, and I feel like obviously Rice, he's a bit the situation with him is up in the air. No one knows whether he's staying, whether he's going to get bought or whatever. But obviously, as a West Ham fan, and we just want him to stay. I know we don't have Europa League. We've got the Conference League if he wants to experience that. Obviously, more than welcome to stay, Rice. But yeah, apart from that, I feel like it's quite unknown with Rice at the moment. But hopefully, he does stay and he comes out and says that he wants to stay, because that would be sick. Um, and then I have heard rumours that we have put in a bid for Jesse Lingard. So there has been no outcome as of yet, but a bid, I mean, like we've given Jesse a contract sort of thing, and we'll see, because obviously he's left Man United now, which surprises me. Not that he's left, but it surprises me. Obviously, his contract came to an end. It surprises me that he didn't get the goodbye that he kind of wanted. He was at the club since he was 9 years old, and it probably doesn't help that he's seeing Mark Noble getting this like glamorous goodbye from West Ham. And there's not much difference, in my opinion, between Jesse Lingard joining United at 9 years old and Mark Noble joining West Ham at, I think, 10 years old, so like a few years in it maybe. So I think that's probably what upsets him the most, is that he's seeing this goodbye and he's kind of got nothing. So I would like to see Jesse Lingard back at the Bowl. I think he'd be amazing. He was an amazing loan. He had an amazing loan spell, and I'd be really gutted if he went to Newcastle, because I keep on hearing rumours that he's going to Newcastle. Um, so yeah, my heart would break. So, not that much, but I'd just be a bit like, oh, he could have come to London, and everyone at West Ham loves him. So I'm sure my little speech to him right now is proper help in this situation. But yeah, if you want Jesse, you can come back. You're more than welcome. So yeah, I feel like talking transfers, Noble leaving, Brighton being our bogey team, and everything, that kind of would wrap up my little intro to Always BeLiv In. I'm gonna get guests on here like Mark. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I'm gonna get a lot more people on here to do. Just thought this would be like a nice little way of getting to know me, sort of thing, talking about the game today, the season overall. And yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed this little episode. If you have, please make sure you subscribe to the West Ham Way. Please make sure you follow the West Ham Way on Twitter, TikTok. And yeah, I'm really excited to get guests on here and get to know their opinions and whatever. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to next season. And yeah, I don't think anyone should be down in the dumps about the Conference League. We all need to be happy little bunnies. And hopefully, with a little bit of luck, we can tear Conference League apart and win it. And yeah, and also do well in the Premier League and FA Cup. I kind of want to win the. I'm asking for a lot right now, but I kind of want to win the FA Cup as well. So other than that, I don't know when this is going out. It's going to go out sometime. And if you're not already, subscribe, or the link will be in the bio on here for the Patreon for the West Ham Way. You get loads of, especially transfer day approaching and opening up. You'll be able to get loads of transfer information from X if you subscribe to the Patreon, which would be amazing. You can be like the first to know sort of thing, and text friends, be like, I know this, I know this. He has a podcast as well with Dave. And then if you haven't already, go check out Mark's. God, I feel like there's so much information. Need some water. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.